So this video is about truth, so please don't believe anything that is said here. I thought I'd put on the dark glasses, a suit, just to intimidate you a bit. It's an important subject, the truth, intimidate you a bit and to make myself look a bit convincing. You should be convinced by my status. I've got a suit, I speak, my glasses and everything. Just intimidate you a bit so that you understand that what I say goes. Just like they do in court. Or perhaps they don't, I don't know, maybe. So this is about, related to the court, because a few months ago I was in court and I thought I was going to have to commit perjury by being forced to say the words, "I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth." And I've asked a lot of lawyers and barristers and even judges, what would they do if Socrates was in court? He would never sort of promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And some of them said, well, he'd probably end up getting done for contempt of court. But when I probed them on this question and said, well, I wouldn't want to say something like that because it's not possible, is it, to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth? And they said, well, it's just about the situation and it's just a way of getting you to, trying to persuade you, that you should tell the truth. And now, I was wondering, whether anyone watching this who is in the system would be able to get their heads around the possibility that perhaps there are some things that go on and that even they do in the court that they think are there for a certain reason, and perhaps they are really that there is some hidden stuff going on that they're not aware of. One example is perhaps the clothes, for example, that are worn in court. But another example is this whole idea of having to say, "I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth." Well, firstly, that's one of the many inequalities. I came to the courtroom a few months ago. Surely I am equal to the magistrates. They're not better than me. They're not above me. They're magistrate. They're just people, and I'm equal to them. Yet they sit in a certain place. They wear certain clothes. And they do certain things, and I have to do certain things. And one of the things they make me do is to say, "I promise to tell the truth." But they don't say, "I promise to tell the truth," and neither does do any of the barristers or lawyers. And I'm sure they'll have answers for this. So that's the first thing, is an inequality. But the second thing is that it causes cognitive dissonance. It causes confusion because you're in there and they're making you say that you're going to do something that is simply impossible to do. So they're making you tell a lie about telling the truth, and how confusing that is inside a person, even though they may not be aware of it consciously. And the third thing is, I was brought up in an Orthodox Jewish home, and there was a process of swearing in Jewish law, but you would never swear unless you were really very, very confident that you weren't going to break your oath, because breaking an oath is seen as an extremely serious matter. And therefore, in fact, Orthodox Jews do not swear on Bibles when they go to court, not because they are not going to tell any more unlikely to tell the truth, but because they realise that it's a very, very serious thing to take an oath, and especially around telling the truth in court, because you're human beings. So even if you take the meaning that the truth means something very simple, just basically telling the truth, whatever, the sort of thing that lawyers would say about that statement, you still can make a mistake in court. And so it's seen as very, very serious, an oath, and I suspect it's the same in other religions, and therefore barristers, it seems, deliberately try and get people to lie, to tell lies. They deliberately do it. That's the whole way of questioning. And I was quite shocked about this, maybe naively so, when I first went to court. Recently, as watching other people's cases, how they deliberately do this, which, in religious terms, makes them really, what they're doing, a really serious sin, because they are deliberately leading people into a sin. And again, in Judaism, that sin is there is seems to be grades of sins, and that sin is a very serious one. So my challenge to you in the competition is today is to come up with something that contains the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about anything. And if you do that, I'm prepared to share £50 with you. So there's a prize, but what we're going to do is we're going to split that £50 into two £25 prizes, and I'll tell you why. See, at Speaker's Corner, I've been offering people the opportunity to win this money. And what we do is we take a vote, and if 80% of the crowd agree that which has been said contains the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, then they get the money. Now, it's going to be tricky to do that on YouTube, but what we're going to do is I had another idea as well, so we're going to split, and we're going to have two prizes. The first one is going to be judged by the viewers. So I'm going to invite you to submit your presentations. Please keep them very short, unless, like me, you believe you'd have to have an infinite amount of time to do it, but that might be tricky to get into a YouTube video. So keep them short, and we'll have a vote by the viewers. And if, let's say 70%, if 70% or more of the viewers agree that which you have said contains the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, you get the £25. Now the other £25 is going to be available in a different way. I'm going to appoint two refuters, and those refuters are going to be my children, aged 13 and 11. And they're going to attempt to refute any offering you have. And I'm then going to appoint an independent adjudicator, who's going to be a guy who I trust is going to be as impartial as possible, and he will decide whether my children get the money or whether any of the submissions. Obviously the first one he comes across that he decides has not been refuted adequately will win the money. So we will have a time limit for this. This is going to be available till the end of October, so you've got just over a month, or a month rather, to make your submissions. Good luck.